in the world. It all began in the very first fight ever broadcast on Wide World, and that was back in 1964, when he was still just a brash, unbeaten 22-year-old named Cassius Marcellus Clay.
My New Year's revolution is to knock out that big ugly bear, shake up the whole world in 1964, and talk no more.
Cassius Clay certainly did shake up the world in 1964 when he took on the menacing champion Charles Sonny Liston. Clay was a big underdog, but from the opening bell, there was electricity about this young fighter with seemingly impossible quickness for a man his size. Cassius began to pressure Liston here in round 3, taunting him on the ropes. And then, with that combination, cutting the champion battles. Every time Liston tried to pull his way in, Clay glided out of danger. Until the bell for the 7th round, when an exposed and beaten Liston quit on the stool. And suddenly there was a new champion and a new fascination with this young man who grabbed the spotlight that night in Miami Beach and kept it for so many years to come. He was something special in and out of the ring, and he never let us forget it.
Well, I believe a boastful mean a person who thinks they can do something when they can't. See, I know I can do it, and I have done it.
The day after the Liston fight, he announced his new name, Muhammad Ali. And in the rematch with Liston, he found himself caught up in a swirl of controversy. Action here in the first round. Now watch for the Liston jab. There. And the Ali counter right over. The ex-champion went down and out. And for those who questioned the power of the punch and tried fix, Ali, as always, had the answer.
I had to time the man with my rhythm and bouncing where he was coming at me and where I was meeting him, and just... That's all. Just like twist. And you can't see it, but if you were hit with it, all of you would be out.
The next year, 1966, Ali was a busy man, defending his title 6 times on Wide World of Sports, including the fight that most experts consider the one in which Ali was at his absolute peak against Cleveland Williams. In his magical blend of power and grace, speed of hand and foot, all combined in an awesome display. When it was over, Ali stood head and shoulders above the heavyweight division. In search of opponents, he briefly considered basketball star Wilt Chamberlain.
Gentlemen, I must cut that beard off because I'm not fighting Billy Goat.
That was the lighthearted Ali. 1 month later, the most serious controversy of his career as Ali refused to step forward for military induction. Minutes after that refusal, Ali's license was revoked, his title stripped.
I said that I'm going to be a man. I'm going to fight it legally. If I lose it, I'm just going to jail. Whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
4 years later, the Supreme Court unanimously upheld Ali's position, but he had lost the prime years of his professional career. Ali returned to the ring in 1970, and after a couple of tune-up fights, at the age of 29, he stepped into the ring against his successor as heavyweight champion, Smokin' Joe Frazier. And here in round 11, the key moment in the fight, as the indomitable Frazier hurt Ali with his relentless left hook and turned the balance of the fight his way. Ali proved his tremendous fighting heart that night by surviving that round. And he proved it again in the final round when another classic Frazier hook dropped Ali and sealed his first loss. Ali got up and lasted the distance, but we all wondered if the years in exile had finished Ali forever. 2 years later, in out of shape, Ali had his jaw broken and he lost to Ken Norton.
Ali is wholly quiet. He was just laughing and crying last night, joking.
Some experts wrote Ali off after this second loss.
What was once a very great fighter becomes now part of fistic history in all probability.
But Ali was the most improbable of athletes, as he displayed in the rematch with Norton.
He's scoring repeatedly now.
He rallied in the final round to pull out a split decision victory and put himself in a position for another rematch. This one against his arch rival Joe Frazier. The week before the fight, this bizarre scene in our Wide World studio after Ali called Joe ignorant.
Get down quick, Joe.
This kind of thing is been going on all along in terms of promotion of the fight, and this time it seems to be for real, because Joe Frazier is really angry.
The brawl helped build Ali Frazier, too, into one of the biggest non-title fights in history. And this time it was Ali who dominated the late round, fighting a smart tactical fight and winning a unanimous decision. But in beating Joe Frazier, Ali did not win back the title he had lost to Frazier, because a year earlier, Joe had lost the title in turn to the new powerhouse of the heavyweight division, George Foreman.
I think he hurt Joe Frazier. I think Joe is hurt. Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be.
Now, a 32-year-old Ali faced this unbeaten monster.
They say he hits hard. He knocked out Joe Frazier. I couldn't do it. He knocked out Ken Norton. I couldn't do it. And this fight will prove to the world that I'm the greatest fighter of all time.
I'm going to kill you.
When they got into the ring in Kinshasa, Zaire, Ali was prepared to write perhaps the most amazing chapter in his incredible story. We'll be back with the Rumble in the Jungle and the rest of Ali later in the show.
ABC's Wide World of Sports Athlete of the Decade, brought to you by Acura Automobiles.
I predicted after the first round, everybody in the world, every arena, every ballpark, every theater, every stadium would be standing on their toes, shouting, Ali!
There is always an air of mystery when two of the biggest men in boxing climb into the ring. That was certainly the case in 1974 when Muhammad Ali faced George Foreman. As we showed you earlier, Foreman had exhibited devastating power in defeating Joe Frazier and appeared invincible. But there was a quality within Muhammad Ali that seemingly allowed him to overcome any obstacle. That quality helped make him the athlete of the decades on Wide World of Sports. But before the Foreman fight, there were few who still believed in Ali. If there were any undecided votes, the sight of a huge George Foreman at the weigh-in had to win them over. Even longtime supporters of Ali gave him no chance, and he didn't like it one bit.
You come to Africa talking like that. You're the minority in Africa, but you're the majority over here. I'll get you in Africa. You and George. I got something for you both in Africa. Oh, he makes me laugh. I don't really scare you, Howard. I'm just joking.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I see you kind of sweating.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
The Foreman fight proved Ali's ring genius for all time. He realized in round 1 that he didn't have the legs to move the whole fight, so he decided to rope the dose, covering up and letting Foreman swing away, using up George's energy, sapping his strength, until here, in round 8, the champion was totally exhausted and ready to go.
Ali now taking advantage of Foreman hit his head, and quickly a combination. All right, finally sending up, Foreman down. This is almost incredible. Foreman down. He seems able to get up. He's getting word from his corner. He is up. Too late. It's over. Muhammad Ali with an 8-round knockout recaptures the heavyweight championship of the world.
The next year, the legendary Thriller in Manila. Third time around with Joe Frazier. Ali said the 10th round was close to death, but he summoned up the fire for a decisive rally in round 13.
There's Ali actually showing up. Appeasement from the right leg. From appeasement, you saw it fly out. Ali is now really giving it to Frazier. Frazier's in trouble. It's hard to believe that Ali could get this much back in the way of punching power this late in the fight.
After the 14th round, despite Joe Frazier's protests, his corner stopped the fight. Ali's plan, at the price he paid, was apparent moments later. As Joe Frazier stood and his gloves were cut off, Ali collapsed in the ring from total exhaustion. He had to be lifted onto his stool by his handler. And as he sat there in that ring in Manila, perhaps he knew that he would never be the same fighter ever again. 3 years later, after losing his title to a Raw 7-fight pro named Leon Spinks, the rematch, a happening before 70,000 in the New Orleans Superdome. Ali, at age 36, proving himself once more.
And it starts again.
changing his pace, shifting his tactics, using the ear, the know-how. Look at that look getting Ali, what an extraordinary career. What an extraordinary man he has been.
Ali became the first three-time heavyweight champion of the world. It should have been a fitting end to a remarkable career. But like so many before him, Ali could not stay away. After a 2-year retirement, he came back to challenge Larry Holmes.
I tried to make it last. Did you really think it would? I could guess to stay too long. Now it's finally time to leave. Yes, it's finally time to leave. As the light fades from the screen, from the famous final scene,
today, Muhammad Ali makes his home on a beautiful farm in western Michigan. In January, he'll be 50 years old. The first thing you notice about Ali when you see him today is the effect of Parkinson's syndrome, which has slowed his movements and slurred his speech. His doctors prescribed medicine that would help his condition, but Ali hates to take drugs and sometimes avoids them. But when you spend time with Muhammad, you realize that what the doctors say is true. Only his body has been affected. His mind remains alert. He is still a warm, engaging man, loving and loved by his wife Lonnie, and by his children, and by people everywhere, from a neighbor's daughter in Michigan to an adoring throng in India where there's never been a professional fight. Ali spends much of his day answering the thousands of letters that pour in month after month. Occasionally, he trains in a barn converted to a gym. And every day, he observes the Islamic teachings that remain central to his life. While he still has the ability to laugh at himself, he still knows how to play to account. Muhammad Ali remains a proud man. He is a man with much to be proud of.
Thank you, Katie, for all those wonderful things you